So if you've been following this channel, you know that I've already done a couple of videos on the new Charger, the 2024 Charger EV. And you know, I felt at this point that I had spoken my piece. My problem isn't really so much the fact that it's an EV, but some of the trappings that go around it, like the ridiculous Juvenile exhaust system, the fratsonic chambered exhaust. I've already gone through all of this. I've already talked about it. And over the last couple of weeks, a new wave has come. So what happened was Dodge finally got enough of these things to run long enough to have a press preview. So a couple of weeks ago, they brought out various YouTubers and automotive press people and put them up in a nice hotel and fed them real nice and then sent them out on a journey with these cars. Miraculously, I believe they all made it to and from. But lots of information came from this. And again, see, I wasn't going to do another video because I figured, well, you know what, I've already spoken my piece on this. How many times am I going to say this is ridiculous, this is an embarrassment? But man, it has gone to a new level. So while I haven't said anything about it, I've been following, loosely, following. I've been following TK's Garage, OC Motivator. I've been watching their videos on this evolving situation. Not just with the Charger, but with Stellantis in general. But last night I saw a video and I says, you know what, I gotta say something. I have to say something, right? So the video was one that was on Rich Rebuild's channel. And now, because I don't know Rich, and out of respect, because I don't know how he would feel about it, I'm not going to lift any of his videos, put it in here. So I'm going to paraphrase, and I'm going to suggest that you go watch his entire presentation. But to paraphrase what happened here, he was part of this press preview, and he drove the car around, and he had some favorable opinions on it, and he had some cringeworthy opinions. Not that he was cringeworthy, but certain cringeworthy aspects of the car, which we've already discussed. I think he was fair. I think he was a little more than fair. I think that, so you got to understand something. In my previous life as a magazine guy, I've gone to long lead press previews where they do that. They feed you, they put you in a nice hotel, they feed you really nice, they treat you like they roll out the red carpet, they answer your questions, and they just treat you really nice. So by the time you're done, you almost feel obligated to have a favorable opinion of these cars. It's done that way intentionally. They do this intentionally, right? So that, yeah, I know the car's a real turd, but I can't say that because look how nice they fed me. Look how nice they talked to me. Look, so I got to be nice. It's part of the business. But I've been there, so I understand the situation and how it works. So during Rich's video, at some point, he gets to talk to one of the people, one of the fry cooks that Dodge supplied to answer questions for the press. So, and I saw where this was going once Rich started asking him the questions. And so, as it turns out, there are two levels of performance available for this car. It's a mishmash of classic era Mopar names, right? You got the Daytona RT, and then you got the Daytona Scat Pack RT. Whatever the hell it is, doesn't make any difference. Two levels of performance. So Rich asks this guy, so what's the difference? What's the real difference between them? Different batteries, different EDMs, the motors, the electric drive motors. What is it? What's the difference between them? And the guy says, well, no, all that stuff is the same between them. So Rich says, it's software. Yeah, it's software. There is no actual difference between, there's no physical difference, mechanical difference between the lower performance, and the higher performance version of these cars, except the software. So they're going to bang you for like an extra $20,000 for software. And then of course they're going to have the upgrades as they go along. Now you younger guys are going to be like, well, that's just the way it is, that's normal. That's not the way it is. That's not the way it's supposed to be. In the past, and even in most situations today, when you buy a higher performance version of a car, you're physically getting better parts. You're getting a better engine. You're getting better suspension. You're getting beefier this, beefier that. There's a reason you're paying the money. It's for tangible things that you're getting with the car. No, with the Charger, it's a software update. So Rich says to that guy, so it's gonna be one of those things where you give a guy $20 and he'll upgrade your car to the next version. But that's really how it would go. That's exactly how it could go. So again, like I said, I don't want to lift a clip from his video out of respect, but go watch it and see for yourself, because it was like, I can't believe this. Then there were a couple of other elements in this that I picked up also that I think are important to stress, important to talk about. So now this is December. These videos all came out the first week of December, about 2 weeks ago, okay? And then Rich's was released the day before yesterday. They're driving and previewing the 2024 Dodge Charger. The 2024 Dodge Charger. It's December. This is December, okay? So they're talking about a model year car, that the model year is over in, next week from where I'm talking about right now, but from the previews, 3 weeks till the year is over. It's 2025. So in other words, they're previewing a car that's like already technically left over. I'm like, this is not possible. I have to actually see what this is about. So I called my local dealership here in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, and I says, when are you getting the new 2025 Chargers in? And he was like, we don't have any in stock yet. Now they have them listed on their website, okay, as 2024s. I asked them about 2025, but if you go to their website, they're listed as 2024s. And they've got several of them listed, but all of them say being built. So in other words, none of these cars exist yet. There is no, I'm not going to scour the whole Nashville area to prove a point, but my local Dodge dealership, which is, I guess, a relatively high volume dealer, I see a lot of cars move through there. They don't have them. They won't have any in stock for at least 3 weeks to a month, which would put it towards the end of January. Okay, so in other words, it'll be January 2025 before I can buy a 2024 Charger through my local network over here. I'm sure some dealerships in some parts of the country are getting them, but they're very, very limited numbers. And this probably goes back to the problems that they've been having with these cars. And again, I've been following this on different channels like TK Garage and OC Motivator. But it's just an absolute cluster. But that's not really the big thing. And and this is why I need to say something about it at this point. So, all right, let's get some perspective here, okay? So, I'm a Mopar guy. I'm a lifelong Mopar guy, and I've been around since the first generation of Mopar performance cars. All right, so I'm an elder in the Mopar community. I'm an elder of the Mopar tribe, and that's what we are. We're a tribe. Okay, we have different like divisions. You know what I mean? We have different like camps. But we're all still a tribe. We're together under the Mopar, together under the Dodge name. This is our tribe. These are our people, okay? We're Mopar people. All right. Performance. So now I'm finally starting to see quarter mile performances on these cars, right? Quarter mile numbers. And they're running 1150. Okay? The fastest of these cars, the new Chargers, are running 1150. That's fast on the surface. You look at that and say, well, any production car that runs 1150, that's pretty stout. That's respectable. And don't get me wrong, an 1150 car is fun. It could be a handful. But now put it up against its competition. And let's just go with the Tesla, okay? Now keep this in mind. The fastest new Charger EV will run an 1150 quarter mile. The slowest Tesla you can go out and buy right now is about $18,000 to $20,000 less and runs 1180. So the fastest Charger is 0.3 of a second quicker than the slowest Tesla. Does the slowest Tesla have a fake exhaust? Does it have a fake shifter? Does it make all these fake things? No, it's an honest car. It's an electric car. You want an electric car? Here you go, right? So what this means basically in essence is that, let's just say you're out with your 2024 Charger sometime in mid-2025 when they're finally getting in your hand, right? And you happen to pull up to a stoplight next to a Tesla. Some teenage girl borrows his grandmother's Tesla and decides that she wants to have a shot at the Charger next to her going vroom, vroom, vroom out of the exhaust, right? If she catches you from the dig, you're not going to catch her. You're not going to catch her, okay? Teenage girl driving her grandma's Tesla, she's going to give you a hard time with this muscle car, this Dodge muscle car, right? Now, the Cybertruck is a high 11-second performer, stock, but they have the beast version of it, tri-motor, 3 motors in this thing, and it'll run 1080s. 1080s! Buy a new Charger with all of the muscle car stuff and bulge on the hood and exhaust, a fracsonic chamber and exhaust, right? And get eaten by a dumpster, by a giant dumpster, okay? The fastest Tesla, the Plaid. 2 full seconds faster than the fastest Charger EV. 2 full seconds. That's over 20 car lengths in a quarter-mile race. 20 car lanes. Look, at the end of a quarter-mile run, the Plaid is literally a dot in the distance. And this is the fastest Mopar EV. This is the Mopar Muscle EV. This is what they took all of the images and the names and the legacy, the Mopar legacy, Charger, Scat Pack, Daytona RT, just throw it all into one thing, right? This is what you got. This is what you got, okay? And the Plaid, you wouldn't even know it was a Plaid, got a little emblem there, you know what I mean? It's like nothing, very understated, very low key, very quiet. It does what a fast electric car should do. Stealth, sneaks up and poof, wastes you, right? In the meantime, they are with your fake shifter making you shake, fake gear shift noises and your fake exhaust and the fake hood bulge and all this other stuff. This is a true embarrassment, okay? This is the same as if you're part of a tribe, okay? You're part of a tribe, and some younger, a well-established, long-established, well-respected tribe, okay? A multi-generational tribe, and the youngest members of it are putting on all of your war paint and everything else, and they're going out and they're starting trouble. They're writing checks that they can't cash. You know, they're embarrassing you. It's your responsibility to say something, and that's where I am. As an elder of the Mopar tribe, I feel I need to say something about this. I can't just be quiet about it. I feel that if I can keep just one of these friggin' cars from getting sold, from getting out there, and tarnishing our legacy, right, then my job is done, right? I feel that it's every true Mopar guy's responsibility to stop these things at any cost, right? If you know somebody who's looking at one, thinking about one, stop them. Stop them. These things, they cannot, that's it. They can't, this can't be allowed to happen, okay? Stop it. There's hope. There is hope on the horizon. Yes, I know the hurricane-powered version is on its way, supposedly. That engine is having its own problems. It's not the 2JZ of Stellantis. No, that engine is having its own problems in the applications that they're using it in. Hopefully they get it worked out. Hopefully it finds its way into the car. In that case, that's fine. I don't care. I don't care if it's a Hemi. I don't care if it's a 6-cylinder. I don't care if it's an EV. As long as it's an EV that's proud to be what it is, not something that's masquerading with war paint and everything else. It's ready to just like fall over and cry if you sneeze on it. Okay, so. The Hurricane version supposedly on its way out. Now that commie ass clown Tavares is gone, okay, and evidently Tim Kuniskis has some way in. I'm not sure exactly how this is going to affect Dodge and this whole thing going forward. So there's maybe a little bit of hope for the future. I mean, maybe a little bit of hope for the future, not much, a little bit of hope. But like I said, I saw these things and I was like, I just got to say something. Because this is my tribe. I have pride. You know what I mean? I'm a Mopar guy. You know, people know me as a Mopar guy. I don't want to be embarrassed by this. It's not right. You know, collectively, all of us, right? Us old Mopar guys. We worked hard. We were the underdog for the longest time. You know, you go back to the 70s and into the 80s. Mopar people, we had no respect. We got no respect. We had to fight for that respect. We had to go out and street race for that respect. We had to do a lot of things. And then finally, around the middle 1980s or so, the Mopar thing started to gain some traction, some respect. You know, the legacy was being recognized. So, you know, and like, I'm not part of the new Mopar movement. You know, they don't really do anything for me, but still, it's under my name. It's carrying the name of my tribe. So I do have an interest in what goes on. And if you're an old school Mopar guy, so do you. You know, this is our legacy, man. All right. So at any rate, I had to vent. I had to say something. Go watch Rich Rebuild's video. And I'm gonna refrain from holding back unless anything else really bizarre happens in this situation. I'm just not gonna say anything else. But what an embarrassment! An absolute freaking embarrassment. Anybody who's associated with this project in any way needs to go work at freaking Wendy's. They need to be out of the automotive industry. Period. The end. See you tomorrow.